Live, I think. Let me just get my glove on here. Get my smartwatch situated so I can do some smartwatchy things if I need to. I am on my way to work. And then let me finally extend out you guys. So it's dark right now, but make sure that's just anchored on properly. I really don't want to lose my phone. I do not have the money to buy a replacement, especially not the replacement I would want. And hopefully you guys can hear me good too, because I have right now I got 2 cables running off of there. Adds a little bit of weight. I've got charge cable, keep my phone juiced up from my new Infinity PV solar charger. I'm going to be doing a video on solar chargers eventually, but I do want to show that to you sometime. It is so cool. Like, the solar panel rolls out. Lovely. I'm loving it. But also, I've also got my headphones plugged in. To my phone via this extender. I hope it works. Give me one. Okay, Google. Send a text to Mom. Can you go to my channel really quickly and tell me if I sound good? Can you go to my channel really quickly and tell me if I sound good? Can you go to my channel really quickly and tell me if I sound good? Finally. I hate it when it does that. There will be times where I will say a message. It says it exactly, it types out exactly what I said. And then, didn't catch that. Try again. So hopefully we get a response soon, because I have no idea how I sound. I just want to make sure that this extender is working properly as it should. It's kind of a weird one. It was meant for a specific device to keep track of, like, to be able to get certain frequencies and stuff off of my music to kind of track what I listen to for survey stuff. And so it's got weird extra bits on there. Hopefully she responds soon. Hopefully. One is watching, so I'm going to assume that's her. It could be one of you guys. Hey, whoever's watching. How do I sound? If you can leave a comment below. Great, we're going to get started here in just a second. I'm just waiting for a response from my mother. Yeah, okay. Yep, sound fine. Okay, we're good to go. Let's get started with talking about our subject. So, I'm not an expert at keeping things safe. I haven't actually really tried to hide much. I was always one of those people who's like, ooh, guess what your Christmas present is? Guess what your Christmas present is? And you have 5 guesses, and, you know, I'm better at that now. I guess there are some things that I've kind of sort of tried to hide. Some of my projects I try and keep secret, but I'm not, like, super expert about hiding stuff. So I'm kind of sharing, what's the word? I'm sharing some realizations that I've had about keeping stuff safe. And, you know, that's what we're going to talk about, a little bit about hiding stuff. I will say, though, I do plan to do a video on sneaking around, because I'm pretty good at that. Partly because I'm small and light, but also because I've spent some time doing it. Well, not because I was trying to hide from punishment or anything, just because it's like, oh, I'm awake. No one else knows that I'm awake. I feel like sneaking to the bathroom that's on the other side of the house, going to the bathroom, going back to my room without seeing anybody, being completely quiet about it, and just hopping back in bed, maybe watching a few YouTube videos while I lay there before I start my day, stuff like that. So, Deadbolts, well, I don't know which came first, but we're going to talk about Deadbolts first, because there was a point, I don't know, 5 years ago where I was like, why do we have Deadbolts? And I mean, I get that they're maybe a little bit thicker and stronger, but why both? Isn't that just a bother to have to unlock the handle and then you take a different key out of the same ring and unlock your deadbolt? Maybe, but there actually is some good point to it. The big point about having things like this is time. You gotta make it longer for the bad guys trying to steal your stuff to actually steal stuff. Make it harder for them to do that. It's a little bit dark, so I'm getting out my flashlight here when I cross the street. So the longer it takes, the harder it's gonna be for them to actually get away with the bad deed. So, for example, I mean, I don't know actual lockpicking. I've seen some videos on it. One second, let me just set you guys down here. So, for example, let's say it takes, like 15 seconds for a guy to pick the handle of your door, pick that lock. But then you also have a deadbolt. So it also takes him 15 seconds for the deadbolt, provided it's different. If it's the same, he might realize that really quickly and have the deadbolt picked in, so have the deadbolt picked maybe 5 seconds, I don't know. But, so he's now spent 30 seconds at the door. Every second counts. So that's pretty much why we have deadbolts. Not just that they're stronger, but time. It adds time too. Same thing with a bike lock. Bike locks are very, very useful. If you don't think your bike's going to get stolen, you're not worried about it, you should probably just get a bike lock just to be safe. Because without a bike lock, stealing a bike is stupid simple. Okay, if I wanted to steal a bike, I would go to the mall. Okay, there might be security cameras, so that's an issue, but not counting security cameras, you know, maybe I have my face covered with a hoodie. I just make it hard to see, but not obvious that I'm trying to be a bank robber type, dressed up, steal something. So I just wait around. Someone brings their bike, puts it at the bike stall, but they don't lock it up. I look around to make sure and wait until everybody that was in the general area and could have possibly seen them put their bike there. I wait till all those people are gone. Shouldn't take too long if I'm near an entrance. So after everybody's gone that saw the dude or gal put their bike on the bike stall, I just hop on it and ride away like I own the thing. So you definitely want a bike lock. And if you're really considering, like, I don't really want a bike lock, I have a bike, I don't want one, don't use it all that often, you should get a bike lock. Doesn't have to be expensive. Like at the dollar store, we have bike locks. They're pretty cheap. I could probably break into one of those, not like crack the code, but like just break it. Not too difficult, I would think. But if you really, really don't want to, yeah, that's an option. But at least spend $20. Your bike has got to be worth like $20 just to keep it safe. Even if you got it for free. If you're using it for random bike rides or main mode of transportation, I would think that it would be worth something. So you should just keep it safe. What is going? Oh, it worked. So you guys see? Yeah, lot of traffic issues going on lately. That is a bother. You see how far he is into the crosswalk and I cannot cross? He is getting ready to turn, but it's, yeah. I don't know if he's looking at me or not. Probably was looking at me for a second, but that's not how you, I'm sorry, sir, that's not how you do things. What is it? I want to say that is an $80 ticket. if a cop sees you. Sorry, my face is bright. I'm just trying to make myself visible as I cross this street. Oh boy, it's gotten a lot more dangerous. I have a rant coming up about this. I don't know when, but I'll talk about it sometime and let off some steam. So, where was I? Yeah. So lock up your bikes, even if it's free. It's worth at least $10, $20 for a lock that's, I don't know, objectively low tier. Like the bike lock that I got for that much for my bike, which I currently now use actually as the lock for my locker at work so I don't lose my stuff again. It was an okay lock. It held up pretty well. Does a decent job. It's not 100% the most accurate. Like, I don't think I'll be doing any advantages to bad guys by saying this, but it's like anywhere within almost 5% of the number is okay, and it will accept it. Not exactly 5, but roughly around there. Like if it was like 35, but I ended up getting more like 38 or something, it would still unlock. But it's good enough. It adds the time factor to it. And so there's that. Now, wall clock safes and things like that. The first time I heard about stuff like that, it was like, it might have been a news report or something, and they said like, here, it's a wall clock safe, a little safe hidden behind the wall clock, make it harder to find. So, like you got a safe so they can't crack into it, but it's behind a wall clock. So if they can't find it, then they can't even try to crack into it, and it's available online. And like, oh wow, that's cool. Oh wait, nah, not anymore, because it's available online. Lots of people can know about it now. So now the bad guy knows to look behind my wall clock. Because the whole point of that is they don't even think about a safe being hidden behind a wall clock because it's never been done before. And so you're the only one that knows about it. And so now it's safe and hidden. Well, after thought about it more and talking with my mom and other people, I realized that's not actually the case. Because as a bad guy, burglar, you have to get in and out as fast as possible. So you don't have time to check all the wall clocks, especially when most people probably don't have a wall clock safe, unless they have something really, really important. Like, if you're looking to steal some jewels, I don't know, most people probably still actually keep them in a box in their closet where they get dressed in the morning. Easy access. And this is probably not like the most fancy, expensive jewels, but things of average price, like if you got a decent priced wedding ring that was fancy, it would still fetch something. Not as much as if you went to the Queen of England's palace and stole her jewels. Those are worth something because of the name behind them and because she paid so much for them. But like just your average rings and stuff that are not cheap, you could still get something for that. So they're there in the closet, next to all the other clothes in I don't know, the wife's room or their daughter's room, girl's room. So there's that. But so that's why this still works, is because you don't have time to check all those things. Or wall sockets. There's lots of those in houses. You probably don't have time to check them all. And this also makes it simple. I mean, like, they don't have time to check wall sockets, but, they got something. Oh, just my notification telling me how long till work. So, you might, they might be willing to spend a couple of extra seconds to check the wall plug right next to the jewels, see if they're in there, because, wall plugs are safe now. And they're right next to the jewels, nice easy place. So if you're worried about storing your stuff that way right next to where you normally store it, because it's convenient, so why wouldn't you? But you want a little more security, having the random items that hide stuff makes it relatively easy. I watched a video today by the Modern Rogue where they took a look at book safes professionally made, and then they tried to make their own, which turned out pretty good actually. Took a bit of tedious time, but turned out good. They even had like, they looked at some other items you can buy for relatively cheap, like a Degree deodorant can, or actually it's a stick deodorant. And it was modified so the top, you open it up, it looks like there's still deodorant in there, which there actually is. In the bottom, you open it up and it's completely hollow and you can put stuff in there, and they used actual Degree deodorant cans for that, which is cool. But so think about it. I mean, yeah, so then you could keep your stuff in a Degree deodorant can, or that little stick thing, and maybe that's not good enough. You know, you're like, all right, well, now they know about the deodorant can right next to my jewelry box is going to have my favorite ring and earrings. Well, then you put 5 of them up there. Seriously, if they're smart, if they get in and out quickly, they are most likely not going to take the time to check 5 canisters, little containers of deodorant for your extra special jewels. So it's super simple. A huge library of books is another option. Huge library of books. And then the end result is you get, you get security or VHS tapes. That's something that I've kind of sort of done in the past. I'll do a video on this at some point. It's packed away with my stuff right now, I think. But I modified a VHS tape. So it was a storage container for your phone, which doesn't fit phones anymore now, sadly. But I dremeled out the right parts and put a little bit of cushion in there so you can slide your phone in. I tested, and then I made the strap by looping the actual magnetic tape from inside the tape multiple times. And then, it smells disgusting. But then I put some regular clear packing tape over that to hold it together. And it kind of looks cool. I made it look like the actual tape was still in there, but it's really your phone in there. And I tested, and it's not, what's the word? I tested and, well, it did take me a few seconds longer to actually get the phone out and answer it. I was still able to answer it before my time ran out. So there's another thing too. You can hide it amongst your old video library, and then no one will find whatever it is you're trying to hide. Then of course there are lots of ways of hiding stuff on computers too that I'm not the expert on that. Like, there's maybe been once or twice where I wanted something for one of my projects temporarily hidden until I was done with it, you know, and I was doing this just to experiment, you know. I'm not worried about my mom going onto my computer and logging in and looking up my latest YouTube video I'm editing to make sure it looks good or she agrees with what I'm saying. I'm not worried about that or any of my friends doing that, but the few times that I've experimented with that, see what basically I could do, I've just used a program called pzip, and I've left my folder just a generic new folder name sometimes, or something generic, you know, and then I've zipped them up into that folder with the generic name and added a passcode on top of it. And then I think I've even clicked encrypt file names. I don't know. And pzip did a good job. I was able to unzip it and access my project afterwards. And so I was like, well, all right. If I ever need to hide something for later, I can do that. But I don't know. I just don't really hide stuff in real life. I don't know. I like sneaking around sometimes, like I mentioned earlier. And I'll be covering tips in another video about how to do that. Because there are a lot of cool things that you might not have thought about that actually make good sneak tactics. So, yeah. See if I can think of anything else to say. If not, I'll cut here. Maybe start again, but talk about something else. Oh, another thing, too, that I saw is, online, they modified a sunscreen can or sunscreen bottle so that it was like a container. And then they put their phone, which this was back before phones got huge, let me tell you. But they put their phone in there, and then they also put a little bit of money and like one other thing in there, closed it up, left it laying on their beach towel, went out to the beach and had fun. And, oh yeah, guess what? It works. Because there are lots and lots of sunscreen bottles on the beach. Can't really check them all, and if you do, you'll look suspicious, and some people will kind of wonder why, or they'll be like, oh, yeah, people can hide their stuff in sunscreen bottles like phones and money, and this dude just opened up random sunscreen bottles. He's probably up to no good. Let's just squirt him off the beach, call the cops or something. So, there's options, ways to help protect and hide your stuff that actually work, kind of like I wasn't expecting. Like my initial response I said earlier, oh, everybody now knows that you can hide your stuff behind your wall clock. So, I've also watched a video where they modified a mayonnaise jar in your fridge. So, the list of objects is pretty much endless. As long as it's an object that something can be put inside, you can make it into a way to hide stuff. Whoops. Dropped my crackers. Glad I heard that through my earbuds, which I'm not playing anything because I'm talking to you guys. But yep, they do a decent job of blocking out sound. So yeah, I guess that's it for this let's talk on why we need deadlocks and why the why wall clock safes actually still work when everybody knows about them. Alright, we'll see you guys in whatever video is next. Twice I dropped my crackers. Good going.